Hello everyone, Crosby here with a brief guide on focused SGPs at Aspire and how they'll be used for your 2012-13 teacher effectiveness ratings. So who is this video for? This video is for any TCRP teacher who does not have an individual SGP score, i.e. if you are in a non-tested subject. The exception here is going to be kindergarten, first and second grade, and then ed specialist as well. So that means that if you are part of any of these subjects, that this video is for you. So what is a focused SGP? Let's start by looking at a school-wide SGP for some background. So under a school-wide SGP, you as the teacher would have all of these students that are in the school shown in green, and to actually create a school-wide SGP, we would take all of these SGP scores, order them from lowest to highest, and then take the median score. So in this case, we've got an even number of scores, so we average the two middle scores, and that becomes the school-wide SGP for this teacher. Under a focused SGP, instead, what we're doing is taking only the students you teach. So we have removed any students that you don't teach, shown here in green, kept the students that you do teach, shown here in red, and then created the same type of score using the median from just this pool of students that you actually teach over the course of the year. So why do we do this? So last year, as many of you know, we received a grant from the Department of Education, TIF4, that basically allowed us to keep funding all of this great work that we've started under TCRP. Now, TIF requirements were a little bit different from GATES. And one thing that we found out in March was that we in fact couldn't pay bonuses using TIF funds to any teachers who didn't have a classroom level gross score. And this was sort of a challenge because we had been planning on paying all of our bonuses using TIF, and we weren't sure that we could cover all of the bonuses using the remaining funds out of GATES. So we sort of went back and forth about what to do, and we ended up landing on a focused SGP because it sort of counts as an individual gross score in the eyes of TIF and allowed us to pay bonuses using those funds. So here are the advantages of SGP as we see it. The first is that there's going to be more money overall for paying bonuses. By bringing more teachers under the TIF umbrella, we can basically raise the bonus amounts all around for both focused teachers, tested teachers, basically everyone who's part of TCRP. Secondly, we sort of see a focused SGP as being more equitable and more accurate. A focused SGP is going to be more similar to an individual SGP because we're basically looking at growth from just the students that you teach, and on top of that, that actual gross score is going to be more sensitive to the impact of your teaching. Instead of getting 40% of your overall score from the growth of students that you don't even teach, you will have this focused SGP, which is more likely to be reflective of the influence that you're actually having over students over the course of a year. So many of you are probably sitting there thinking, hey, hold on, I thought that I was going to get school or Aspire-wide as my individual SGP. And you're right. So what we ended up saying is that you will only receive a focused SGP if there is no overall change in your effectiveness score for 2012-13 compared to using school or Aspire-wide. And here's how we did that. So the first thing we did was we went through and calculated a school or Aspire-wide SGP for both 2011-12 and 13. We chose the higher of those scores and then calculated your overall effectiveness score using school or Aspire-wide. Then we did the same thing for focus. So we went back and calculated a focused SGP for 2011-12 and 2012-13, chose the higher of both years, and calculated your overall effectiveness score. Then we compared your overall effectiveness score using both school-wide or a focused SGP, and basically went here and we said, if there's no change in your overall effectiveness score using focus, then your bonus will be funded through TIF and you will receive a focused SGP. If there is a change in your overall effectiveness score using a focused SGP, then you will continue to be funded by Gates, and you will receive a school or Aspire-wide score. Here is a picture of the overall process, and the bottom line for you is that no teacher is going to receive a different effectiveness rating than they would have otherwise gotten using school or Aspire-wide. The only change is on the back end within how we're actually creating those scores. There won't be any impact for you in terms of your overall rating for 2012-13. If you have any questions about this work, I realize that this was a pretty quick video. My email is here, my phone is here. I want to thank you for listening and for your ongoing engagement with this work, as always. And thanks as well for everything that you're doing for our students day in and day out. All right, everyone, take care.